Welcome to another Zane's View, ladies and gentlemen. I don't usually do these videos of something this hot, but I have to do it, and because it's upsetting me very badly. And if I seem tired, unfortunately I have a little bit of heat exhaustion because my apartment is very hot. New York is hot right now. But I'm going to say this right now. If you didn't see the title, black people don't want justice, they want revenge. In general, not the entire population, but in general, black people don't want justice. They want revenge. And this is the worst thing about this. Black Americans don't get what they got. They don't see what's in front of them. If you look at a TV series that came on in the United States, Channel 13 in New York usually showed a lot of stuff like oh my goodness, Discovery, can't remember the name of it right now. But essentially they showed nature, yeah, there it is. They showed nature, they showed several other type of shows, and then they had documentaries. Documentary I'm talking about is the Civil War. It's been out for many, many years, over 20 years. If you look on YouTube, you can probably track it down, and it's like a 6-part series, or 5. Usually I think it's 6. The 6th part of the series talks about when the Civil War is over and then unification, which basically all the states came back together under the Union and became the United States again. But part of that unification also gave black people the right to vote. It did. Black people were about to have the ability to be able to vote, hold land, and have the same rights as white people at the time. But those states that broke away from the Union in the first place and ready to start a war were about to break apart again, and they had to drop that part around maybe 1868 or 1870. I don't know exactly how long this lasted. It was well before the election around 1870, I believe. So it was before the next election after what happened to Lincoln being killed. So when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, we had the opportunity. And I'm not saying that we've had easy opportunities around the entire country, but opportunities have always been there for American blacks to hold jobs, to have normal lives. But American blacks don't care about that. A lot of them wanted equality and others wanted revenge. And now when it comes down to it, when you look at Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Ferguson, Missouri, and Chicago, particularly Chicago, where people are dying daily, black on black death. It's not black on white cops. It's black on black deaths, ladies and gentlemen. I have a cousin who lives there, and I know for a fact it's dangerous in Chicago when it comes to black on black crime and black on black murder. It's ridiculous. And I'm saying this to any black American like me, mixed black American, or as you could loosely say, pure-blooded black. That means your skin is dark and you have some of the features of an African. And I got to say this clearly to anyone who is supposedly a pure-blooded black man or woman. You're not pure-blooded. You're mixed like everybody else. Just like me. It's just that it's not as apparent in your DNA as it is with me. My bloodline is very varied. My father was Puerto Rican, who isn't really much of a father. My mother was a black mixed woman who had supposedly black, Native American, and Chinese. And Native American was Cherokee, supposedly. So I don't know if it's true or not, but as far as I know, I have Native American in my blood. And I can tell you, I know what I am. I'm mixed. And I'm proud of being who I am. I'm just an American who has mixed blood. But for you pure-blooded people, you're mixed just like me. It's just not as apparent. Not as apparent. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of heat exhaustion. It's very hot in New York and in my apartment. It's like 90 degrees. But I'm saying this to anybody who's trying to hear this, and I'm trying to bash black Americans. I'm trying to say what's truly going on in the black community. And the black community is this. The black community doesn't want justice or peace. They want revenge. They don't care about true justice and true peace. As far as they're concerned, as long as they don't control everything, there is no justice or peace. There isn't. There will never be justice or peace. But this is also a duality of the black community because they still want to be the victim. Because as long as they're the victim, they can get perks. Because this is what it comes down to. Black Americans get a lot of perks. They can get their rent paid. Unfortunately, in my case, because I'm disabled, it's harder for me to get my rent paid. The programs are more difficult for a disabled person than just a regular black person who's on food stamps, who's getting Section 8 in New York, which is closed now, but Section 8 is going to black families right now, and Hispanic, but mainly black. Getting other things that are free, you can get that easy when you look more black than I do. And I'm not dark-skinned everywhere. I'm light-skinned with a few parts on me that are dark, and I'm not going to mention where, but you get my point. Black people have duo personalities. One personality is they want revenge. They want justice or peace. They want revenge. They want control. They want power so they can do whatever the hell they want. And most of that is to make white people know what it feels like to be black. Because that's the truth. The other part is that they don't want anything. They want to be considered a victim because then they can have anything they want as well. They can have control of everything because they'll be given it because it's a sob story. Because it's not fair how we got treated because of how things are. That's what the black community is. And I'm saying this honestly as a mixed American who has black heritage. The community sucks no matter what part of the country you go in, and it needs to be abolished. Not to forget what Martin Luther King did, not to forget what Malcolm X did, not to forget what Harriet Tubman did, not to forget about Rosa Parks, not to forget about anyone who helped the black community to get civil rights finally put on the books. And in 1968 to have the rights to actually be able to marry someone of another race, because 68 is when that happened. It wasn't automatic. It had to be a law that was put into the effect. And get this, that law was done by Republicans as far as I know. Because if I remember back in 1968 when they put that act in, it was a Republican senator who pushed for it, not a Democratic senator. Because the Republicans, as much as black people keep thinking they're a piece of garbage and they only care about money, I'd rather have someone care more about money than have someone who had the fucking Ku Klux Klan former president in it. Because that's the truth. Look it up. There used to be a former Ku Klux Klan president in there. And that is not a lie. He died on his watch. In other words, he didn't retire as a senator. He didn't retire at all. He died as a senator. So they allowed him, knowing full well he used to be a part of the Ku Klux Klan, the ability to be able to help mold our laws, to enforce our laws, and to come up with new laws. I just said come up with laws to, well, you know what I mean. Like I said, it's hot in here. But black people actually believe the Democratic Party is good for them. It isn't. It never has been. Democratic Party has a Klan in it. And every person who votes for the Klan is stupid. And I know people are going to say, no, the Klan's not a part of it. Yes, it is. Go check the Civil War, Part 6 of the Civil War, Part 5. When you see about unification, the Klan entered the Democratic Party. They even said it on the video. So you tell me who is right and who is wrong here. Because I'm an independent. I don't go for either party. There's always going to be racism and bias anywhere you go, no matter what race it is. But I'm going to say this truthfully to the black race, and I've said this on many of my videos. The worst race to be treated is the black race. The worst people to treat the black race, highly disrespectful, highly racist, highly prejudiced, are black people to themselves. They still call each other fucking nigger. I'm sorry for cursing, but I'm depressed, so I have this tendency to get very upset very easily. So I'm very sorry for the cursing, but I'm being honest here. I said it before in my videos and I'll say it again. If there are 3 people in a room, 2 black people and 1 white person, and a white and a black person have a conversation with the other black person, and they have an argument and the word nigger is used, what do you think would happen? The black on black would say simply, oh please, you know better than me, nigga. Who do you think you are? The other person, if it was white to black, the person receiving would basically get angry. Because the white person has no right to say the nigger word. The other black person has the right to say nigger back to the other guy. But this guy can't. Because he's white. But get this. Nigger was a representation well, identification, I'm sorry, not representation, an identification of slave. They couldn't call us slave no more, so they call this Negro. So that's another classification. And you guys hear it in the street all the time. How you doing, my nigga? That's become a very popular word to say. But it still means slave. Subhuman. It means you're not a person. And black people say to it on TV and movies and music and the street just to say hi to each other. It is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. I've never called anyone that word. I've heard people say it to me. And I've told people they shouldn't say it. But I realized after a certain amount of time there's no reason to say it. Because they wouldn't get it. So anytime someone says it, I don't pay any attention to them. Because I know they're being ignorant. Because they don't even want to see it. So I'm saying this to people who watch this video who is mixed black or white. Black people don't want justice. They don't want peace. They want revenge. If they truly wanted justice or peace, one, they would never say the word nigga again. It doesn't matter, it's slang. It shouldn't be said. Two, they stop killing one another no matter how little money they got and how little opportunities they have. Three, they wouldn't take whatever little opportunities they get from the government, even if it's racist, to use to do drugs like weed, to get drink, to get smokes, and get a freaking gun to kill another black person for something they have or have a beef with. I'm saying this honestly, the black race doesn't get it. And in the end, they never will until they're willing to let go of the culture and start again. Not to forget the people that helped them to get where they are, but the culture right now is garbage. And this is for black women, black men, older adults, middle-aged like myself, younger adults, teenagers and children and the seniors. Until they all get it, no one will. And you'll never understand this. You'll never have never have true justice or true peace. You'll never have it. I know I'm going to get chewed out if I actually release this, so you're going to chew me out. Go ahead. Call me what people have been calling me, rotten Uncle Tom, a piece of garbage, you're not black. But I am black. My mother was black. She was mixed. And her heart will be broken right now seeing so many people die. It's just sad to see this, that people don't get it. You want true justice and peace, let it all go. Let go of the fact that your culture sucks. Not let go of the fact that there's still racism and prejudice and you still gotta fight it. But let go of the fact that you want revenge instead of justice and peace. When you let go of the revenge, everything's better. Have a good day. Have a good night.